We all want our next flight to be a raving success, and so does good old Captain Steve. So now I'm going to give you 10 things not to do on your next flight to make it a whopping success. Number 1, stop putting personal items in the seat back pocket in front of you. If you want to lose it and never see it again, put it in that dark hole that is the seat back pocket in front of you. I can't tell you how many people I've talked to out at the agent's counter that got off the airplane and left something personal in that seat back pocket, and they now cannot return back to the flight. If the airplane is still at the gate, fingers crossed that somebody who cares can go out there and find the thing that you left in that seat back pocket. But the odds are diminishing with every minute that ticks after you leave that seat and you leave it in that black hole of despair. So my friends, do not put your personal items in that seat back pocket, unless of course you don't ever want to see it again. Number 2, phones in your back pocket. Now, my teenagers love to put their phones in their back pocket. The fair and lovely Mrs. Captain Steve loves to put her phone in her back pocket. But if she puts that phone in her back pocket, it's going to fall out. It's going to go through one of the cracks or crevices in the seat. And if it's a power-operated seat, it's going to get mangled and even crushed, or it's going to go down underneath. We have to get a mechanic out to tear that seat apart to find your phone in that seat. It's so easy for those things to fall through the cracks. Don't put it in your back pocket. You won't have that hassle. Number 3, stop relying on airplane food for kids. If you've got little kids, they're going to need to eat. You're going to need to give them something to keep them entertained during the flight. And the airplane is not a restaurant, my friends. I know you think we've got a lot of food on there, but it's always adult food. They don't have crackers for kids. They don't have things that, little sippy cups for kids. They don't have that kind of stuff. You've got to bring all of that with you. You've got to think ahead, especially on those longer flights where your kids are going to need something, and especially something for your kids to relieve their ear a little bit, a bottle for them to suck on, even if it's juice. Maybe an older child that can suck. That sucking motion will elongate their eustachian tube, and it will help them relieve the pressure in their ears so they don't have that crying episode on the way down. There's a Captain Steve hack for you. Number 4, don't forget your meds. I can't tell you how many times I've been taxiing out in an airplane, had to stop what I was doing to return back to the gate for somebody who either forgot their meds or they packed it and it ended up underneath the airplane in the checked bags, and then they needed their meds, especially folks with diabetes, right? You never know when you're going to have a diabetic episode. The best we can do for you on the airplane is probably some orange juice, and that might not be the right thing. Sometimes my flights over to Europe are 8, 9, or 10 hours in length. That's a long time to be away from your meds. So folks, take your own personal responsibility. Make sure you've got your meds on with you all the time, because the airplane is not a hospital. We don't always have a physician, and I can't always pull over and get you the help you need in a timely manner. Pack your meds with you. Stop mixing alcohol and Ambien to calm your nerves before a flight. Oh my word, I can't tell you how many times I've had an episode with this somewhere during the flight. I get it. A lot of you are nervous flyers, and you think, you know what, I'm just going to take a little Ambien, and I'll try to calm my nerves. And then you get on, and you get offered those drinks, and you think, yeah, I'll have 1 drink, 2 drink, 3 drinks, and after a few drinks, combined with that Ambien, you get psychotic. We've all seen pictures of videos on an airplane when somebody just kind of loses it on an airplane. And you think, how did that person even get on the airplane? They didn't get on the airplane like that. We just saw one recently on one of my competitors. A lady was running naked up and down the aisle. I guarantee you there was alcohol involved, and there was probably Ambien involved. And after all of that wears off, that person is going to deeply regret how they behaved on the airplane, and they may have to spend the next 30 days in a jail. You're hoping it's a jail in the U.S. It might be a jail in some place that ends with the word "stan," like Kazakhstan or Afghanistan or one of the stands you don't want to go to, all right? Ambien and alcohol, a bad idea. Next on the list is this: dress for an emergency evacuation. Folks, we don't want to think about this in the least. You don't ever want to think about having to get off an airplane in a hurry or in an emergency, but we've seen a lot of episodes now recently on TV and so forth about